Hi guys, just a super quick video today. It is Thursday and we're back into the term, so I'm sending out some writing advice. And today I'm talking about how we can show rather than tell in our creative writing and how this is more interesting for the reader. So let's have a look. Okay, so the reason that we want to show how a character is feeling or what a character is doing rather than just telling the reader is because it draws the reader in. It makes them connect to what they think about the character and their own experiences to make those inferences or read between the lines of what we're seeing. If we're reading something and the author just tells us the character did this, the character felt this, then the character did this, and the character felt this, it doesn't leave very much room for us to connect with that character. But if the reader can see that the character is behaving a certain way, but gets to interpret what that character's actions or reactions might mean, then the reader is thinking about the character more and building that idea of the character in their mind, sort of painting the picture in their mind using their imagination. So that's what we're trying to do when we show. We're not just telling the reader, but we're drawing them in and helping them make those connections as well. So here's an example. I'll just move myself up here. This is an example of telling. Now, I have purposely not made this example a really poor writing example. The punctuation's fine. Even some of the vocabulary is quite good. But you'll see that the reader isn't left to imagine very much or read between the lines very much here. So it goes like this. It's the end of a long day and a character is coming back into a campsite and she's feeling tired. As the sun went down, Sarah arrived back at the campsite. She was very tired and couldn't wait to get to bed. As she walked between the tents, she caught sight of her own canvas shelter. It gave her the motivation she needed to take the final steps. She opened the tent and fell onto the mattress, falling asleep within seconds. Not too bad. Could be better. Okay, let's have a look at a better example now. Okay. As the last rays of the setting sun stretched across the campground, Sarah trudged in through the tents. Her legs were like lead weights, and every step depleted her of the little energy she had left. Just as she thought herself unable to take a single step further, she caught sight of her own tent. Sarah stumbled the final meters to the beckoning shelter, thrust her arm down the zipper, wrenching it open, then collapsed face first on the air mattress. Her limbs relaxed into the rest they had been demanding, and within seconds her breathing settled into the gentle rhythms of sleep. Now, the word tired isn't used here, but we can see words like little energy being depleted, thinking about being unable to take a step further, falling asleep within seconds. So we can read between the lines and tell that the character was very tired, but we haven't told the reader that. The reader gets to read between the lines and connect with the character a little bit better. And by making myself think about ways that I could show rather than tell, I have also created a better picture in my own mind of the character and hopefully created a better picture in the reader's mind of the character as well. Now, this is not the best example. I'm sure you could probably do even better than I have, and I'd like you to have a go if you can, and send me your example as well. So this is how we might show fear, just as another example. So we looked at tiredness in the longer example that we just went through. But for example, if your character is feeling afraid, instead of saying the character feels afraid, you might say the character's heart was racing, their palms were sweating, they were shaking, and their eyes went wide. We recognize those things as meaning most likely fear. And then from the rest of the context of the story, the reader can work that out as well. But that's the kind of thing. Think about what it means to show that, or how you feel when you have that emotion or that reaction. What's going on in your head, but what does it look like when you see it in your character, in your person? And then use those things to write about what's happening to the character, show what's happening to the character, rather than just telling the reader what's happening inside the character's mind or inside the character's body. Actually show them and then let them work it out. Much more interesting. Okay, can you think of some more examples? I'd love to hear some ideas in the comments below. I'm sure we'll revisit this again on another quick Thursday writing video at some point as well. Okay, if you have any feedback on this video or any questions, please send them to jane@lavenderlearning.com.au or comment on the video. Don't forget you can subscribe to the channel and then send me your requests for English support at any time, and I will try to put some videos up to answer any questions you might have. Thanks, guys. See you next week. Bye.